teenage gangster has been jailed for life with a minimum of 29 years after murdering a mother who he shot in the head through her front door as she tried to protect her children. Lianne Gordon, who's 42 years old, had only just returned from a holiday in Jamaica when she was attacked by 17-year-old Joshua Alexander at her home in Hackney in northeast London on December the 5th last year. She was the unintended victim of a gang feud between rivals in the neighbourhood. Alexander had denied being the gunman but was found guilty in October of Miss Gordon's murder following a trial at the Old Bailey and has now been sentenced and named. A jury also convicted him of attempting to kill a 17-year-old boy and a 21-year-old man who was shot in the streets during the same incident. Alexander was further convicted of having a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of a bladed article, and possession of Class A drugs with intent to supply. A judge lifted a reporting restriction on naming Alexander, who turns 18 in February and had been on bail at the time of the killing over an earlier attempted murder at Hackney Central Railway Station. Judge David Aubrey Casey said the background to the case was sadly all too familiar. So guys, check that out. He was actually on bail over the attempted murder of someone else. Absolute madness. What's wrong with our justice system, guys? Delivering his sentencing remarks, Judge Aubrey said, "It is one of turf wars, territory, violence between rival gangs and consequential tragedy and grief." Addressing Alexander in the dock, Judge Aubrey told him, "You murdered an innocent woman who was behind her front door in her own home. Her home should have been a sanctuary, a place of safety. It was, however, when she met her death at your hands while you were in possession of a firearm acting like a bad man." The judge said Alexander was on a mission that night to execute members of the opposing gang. He told Alexander, "You have shown no remorse whatsoever, notwithstanding that you have murdered an innocent person in her own home who was not even the intended target." The judge said this was illustrated by rap lyrics found in his prison cell in January that were glorifying his crimes. In January, rap lyrics were recovered from the teenage killer's prison cell referring to the shooting, saying that Miss Gordon was wigged, the trial heard. Among the handwritten lyrics discovered, one was read, "Huss got left all red at the station," with Huss being the nickname of the man who was the victim of the attempted murder, the previous one at Hackney Central Railway Station. In another lyric, he referred to police tape and wrote, the block got taped twice in a week by me because I'm a bad man." The lyrics went on to say, "Just stepped to the A with a CR, now Vine close, looking all messy. AK mum got wigged." Jurors heard AK was a nickname of Miss Gordon's son. Judge Aubrey said Alexander had devastated Miss Gordon's family and caused them unimaginable grief. Miss Gordon's mother said in a witness statement to the court that she believed the teenage murderer should be hanged. She said, "I hope he rots in jail for the rest of his days. It's still not sunk in that I will never see Lianne again. There were hundreds of people who attended Lianne's funeral, and that is a testament to the person she was, Lianne. I pray you rest in eternal peace." Miss Gordon's twin described her as a force of nature and said everything has been destroyed, shattered and broken since her death. In a victim impact statement, she told the courts, "I feel like I have lost my other half. She had nothing but love for me. She did for everyone who was lucky enough to be in a circle. I feel like I'm underwater most days trying to stay afloat. My mind is still in constant turmoil." She said her twin was shot like a gangster in her own home, adding, "This gun crime has ripped a hole in my family and there is nothing we can do about it." Miss Gordon's younger sister said, "You are a different kind of evil and you know deep down you killed an innocent woman. You had no right to kill my sister and stand in court denying all the offences you had charged with. Who do you think you are? All the time you showed no remorse or accountability for your actions. I know one day you will feel the pain of what you have done because you took away a golden heart. You are stupid. Instead of cooking drugs, you should have stayed in school and that would have knocked some sense into your head. Can't imagine what you have put your family through. I hope while you sit in your cell, you really think about your life and the choices you made. You only get one life, mate. Now we have justice for Lianne, but no justice will ever bring her back." So family members in court cheered and said yes as Alexander's sentence was passed down by the judge while another person said, "Rot in hell." As we said, Alexander had been on bail at the time of the shooting with conditions not to enter Hackney for attempted murder relating to a separate incident. The victim of that attack at Hackney Railway Station was stabbed 5 times in the chest area, including through the lung and the heart. Also shot in the leg at point-blank range, in which was described as a meticulously arranged hit, which required emergency surgery at the station to save his life. Whilst on bail in relation to that attack, Alexander breached conditions by returning to the Hackney area on 3 occasions, twice armed with a firearm. The judge described him as a hitman. On the evening of December the 5th last year, Miss Gordon's son was in the shower and her daughter came out of her room when she heard what she thought were fireworks. Miss Gordon died at the scene from a single gunshot wound to the head, while the 2 victims outside were treated in hospital. Jurors had heard the shooting was the culmination of a series of incidents. Prosecutor Mark Fenhol's case, he said, they resulted from a dispute between 2 Hackney gangs, including the Pembury gang, and there was another gang. But Alexander, he was with the Pembury gang. Speaking after the sentencing, the Met Police Detective Chief Inspector Joanna York, who led the investigation, said Alexander is a dangerous individual at just 16 years old and had no qualms about carrying and using a deadly weapon. We are pleased he has been brought to justice and that he will now spend a significant period behind bars. Our thoughts, of course, remain with the loved ones of Lianne Gordon, the mother of 2, who was shot dead for reasons we may never fully understand. We know this has been an extremely difficult time and we will continue to offer them our full support. So guys, I just want to say, rest in peace, Lianne. My condolences go out to your family. But the streets of the UK are messed up, especially London. So Hackney is, has more than its fair share of gangs. You've got London Fields, Hoxton Boys, Stokey 16, Holly Street Boys, Red Pitch, the exhaustive list. And these gangs frequently attack each other on social media, often via drill songs on YouTube or other platforms, which are essentially songs designed to antagonize the other group and start battling over postcodes and who owns what and who runs what area. This month, later on this month, you've got a drill rapper KO. He's due to be sentenced for the murder of Casey Booth and a plot to murder another guy. So jurors are told that attack was well planned and carefully orchestrated, and the rapper boasted about the murder which took place outside a children's party in a rap video. The lyrics read, Big Booth and Little got hit, same sig, that's a sour family. Both got slapped at functions, neck and head, handguns come handy. In another version, the lyrics read, Big Booth should have lurked, got his neck back ripped, Little got burst, should bin this with this. Absolute bullshit lyrics, man. Bullshit tunes. Who even listens to this rubbish? So Met Police Detective has previously said that there's some good work going on and there's some success stories, but the problem in these areas is I don't think we're getting the kids young enough. A lot of these kids are criminalized by the time they're 10 or 11 and they are lost to mainstream society by the time they're in their teens. So with regards to the guy in this situation, so he was involved in the attempted murder, as I said. So they spotted a man on a train heading towards Hackney Station. There was a guy called Marvin Edicopolo. He quickly rounded up a gang who attacked a man called Malone as he waited on a platform for a lift. There was a 64-year-old woman who was in the lift when it arrived on the platform, and she was confronted with this terrifying spectacle of Malone being attacked with knives and a machete. There was another man, Jaheim Thomas, one of the 4 gang members, has since been sentenced for the attempted murder, then shot at Malone and tried to use the woman as a human shield. Miraculously, this innocent old woman survived. She was unhurt, and Malone actually survived his injuries, and that's what Alexander was given bail for whilst he waited trial for the attempted murder. So madness. Even the judge said, he goes, you're so embedded in the gang culture and membership of the Pembury gang that you returned to the area of Hackney where you and your associates congregated. The judge said, I'm satisfied you had every opportunity to remove yourself from gang life. It was you who decided not to do so without pressure from others, and you knew full well the consequences of what you were doing. But as I said, he's been locked up for 29 years. Absolute madness. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.